Letter to a Narcissist by Dana Elizabeth. Please take a moment, like and subscribe before we begin. Girl, quit tripping. If you want to go on the trip, just say so, said Stanley, who was Tanya's live-in boyfriend of 5 years. He had begun to grow tired of hearing her complain day in and day out about how her friends were treating her as they prepared to go on an all-girls getaway to the islands. She was purposefully involving him in her conversations because she wanted to be sure he believed that all of the details were factual. Tanya didn't want to raise any red flags when dealing with Stanley. All of her previous attempts to escape his grip were to no avail. This time was different, and she had been planning for over 6 months. Her plan was foolproof, and she was finally leaving her tyrannical man. "I'm not tripping," she snapped back at Stanley. "It's just the principle, and I'm not going to allow Amanda and anyone at all to treat me crazy, as if I don't belong." "Oh, okay," he said, nodding his head and pretending to acknowledge her just to pacify her so she would change the subject. Tanya had been contemplating going on this getaway all week, but she had to make a decision because she had already purchased her tickets and the rooms were all paid for. The plane was scheduled to leave in 2 days. Tanya and Amanda were best friends since grade school, and they had a history of bumping heads, but in all actuality, they truly loved each other. Tanya left the room where Stanley was. She went on her patio with her cell phone and sent Amanda a text letting her know that she would be attending the girls' trip. Amanda replied with a happy emoji face and also one rolling its eyes as she was expressing her joy and frustration. The two really had no reason to be upset. Tanya wasn't happy about the invitation list, and she knew a few of the women who were coming were not her cup of tea. The trip is supposed to be about relaxation and rejuvenation. Tanya just didn't want any negative energy around her getaway. Stanley was just there. Tanya honestly didn't care about his opinion in the matter, but she often used him as a soundboard. Although they lived together for 5 years, it's like they didn't, if that makes sense. Stanley is an entrepreneur. He owns a marketing company that assists local restaurants into taking their business from bricks and mortar to an online platform. The business has grown to be quite lucrative. The majority of his time is spent with his clients, and God only knows what or who else. In Tanya's opinion, he is very sneaky, and he hides a lot of things. In 5 years, she has yet to meet anyone in his family face to face. The typical video chats on holidays is the extent of any family connection she has built, and even then, Stanley cuts her short and isolates her from the conversation as if she doesn't belong or fit in with the people he had built bonds and memories with. She honestly had become so numb to his whole being and her life with him. She was on autopilot. They just stayed together because the two were codependent. They both had trust issues and abandonment wounds. They have been bandaging these wounds for years now, but they still manage to get up every morning, put a smile on, and perform and act for the world as if they were this awesome power couple who had life figured out. That thought was furthest from the truth. There was no unity at all. In fact, they barely even touched each other. They were roommates, and they were comfortable. Well, at least Stanley was. He was materialistic, and the most important thing to him was his image. It was all about appearances. They had the latest cars, fashions, well-manicured home, children who were in college and traveling the world. Tanya was a stay-at-home mother. She had a career at one point in her life. She built a solid resume in the human service sector as a caseworker. Tanya had helped so many families that were in need. Her primary focus was homelessness and working with abused women. She knew all too well what abuse was. She was a professional, and yet she lived her life under the illusion her and Stanley created, where there was emotional, financial, and mental abuse. In the earlier years, they even experienced physical abuse. She was in fact numb to it all, moving through life, acting as if she was unaware of the toxic trail of lies and betrayal they had been creating. Please like and subscribe for more short stories.